What's up, YouTube? Got to make a video here for my 2011 ZX10 that I'm going to put up for sale. 2011 ZX10, it's a non-ABS model. Does have the traction control and all that kind of stuff like they all do, but it is non-ABS. It's got a lot of extras done to it. It's got 5,600 miles on it. I've done 4 track days with it. It's got suspension that's been done by Matt at Boss Suspension per Dave Moss's recommendation as far as the valving. It's shimmed 9mm in the rear, and then it's dropped 6mm in the front fork, just the fork tubes in the triple tree. The spring is a Race Tech. I can't remember the exact rating. I think it's like 11.5, something like that. But anyways, it's for a 200-pound rider, is what they recommend for a 200-pound rider. So it's all done that way. Moss has set the suspension as far as all the rebound, all that stuff at the track. So when the suspension was hot, when the tires were hot, all that stuff, he tuned it so this thing handles like it's on rails. I think handles good. That's what's wrong with the original bikes, is when they come from the factory, they're too low in the rear and they squat and they don't handle quite right. So by shimming it and doing everything right, it's done what Moss recommends. So the thing is a beast at the track. It's got a Gould's reflash ECU in it, or the stock ECU he reflashed. It's been mapped to the exhaust. You tell him what exhaust you want, everything you got on the bike, Canon air filter, all that kind of stuff, and then he puts a factory map in the ECU, or his map in the ECU, so you don't have to run a power commander, which is one less unit to go wrong as far as electronics burning out. So this thing, it works good. It doesn't affect traction control or anything like that. Traction control on these Ninjas are amazing. I have rode the BMWs, at least the 2011 and older models, 2010, 2011, and this thing is hands down way better setup than the BMWs as far as the traction control goes. As far as horsepower goes, my buddy has a 2011 BMW. We took him and went back to back at England Speed Shop in Modesto, and his made 179 and mine made 186 after the reflash. So like I said, this thing is making right on par, actually more horsepower than a factory BMW. Now his was all stock, it didn't have any exhaust or anything like that done. It was completely stock, and this had a slip-on in the cat delete. It's got a Two Brothers exhaust with cat delete and the ECU and air filter. So I mean, realistically, this did have more mods than his did, so it should be pretty well on par, even money, you know, if it was stock to stock. But great bike. Don't really want to get rid of it, but I just don't use it. You know, it's been sitting in the garage for about the last 3 or 4 months on a battery tender, and like I said, it's got 5,600 miles on it. I've had it almost 2 years, so it goes to show you how much riding I get to do with it. I do have some extras that come with it. I got an Alpine Star suit if you're size 42 and it happens to fit. This will fit someone who's, you know, fit someone great who's about 5'11" and probably 180 pounds or so. Bigger if you got kind of an athletic build. I squeezed in it. I'm 6'2" and I was about 200 pounds, and I could squeeze in it. But like I said, good suit. Hasn't been down. Nothing's been down but the knee pucks. In fact, we'll have to put some new ones on there because these are thrashed. But I do have a couple set of takeoffs, 2 Pirelli slick takeoffs that will go with it. I think they're Superbike 260s for the rear. Medium compound. They're SC2s. So that would go with it for those of you who want to do track days. But definitely, I would say the ultimate track bike. If you look at my YouTube channel, I do have some other videos of my track days. I've done 4 track days on it. If you look, you can see this thing pretty much pulls everything on the straights coming out of turn 14. I haven't been pulled on going down the straight. I mean, there's a lot faster riders out there, but as far as coming out of 14, man, you hit the switch on this thing, just bury the throttle, traction control takes over, and nothing pulls you. Other than that, you know, once you get to the turns and stuff, it's riderability after that. But as far as sheer horsepower, this thing won't let you down on that. Nothing pulls on it. So it does have a reverse pattern too. I did the reverse shift pattern, which you can switch back if that's not your cup of tea. It's easily switched by just flopping the bottom shaft around. But it's got frame sliders, Yoshimura case savers, bobbins on the back. I do have a Pitbull rear stand that'll go with it. And I'm asking $7,800 or best offer on all this stuff. I'm pretty firm on the price. If for some reason the suit don't fit you or some of the extras, we can work on price as far as that goes. But as far as with the package, pretty firm on $7,800. These things didn't sell a lot of units, so there's just not a lot of used ones around. So there's not a lot to choose from really. And if you're going to buy a new one, you're going to pay, you know, 14, 15,000 out the door. And the only thing you're getting on a new one, like a 2013, is electronic dampener. This dampener has been sent back to Kyle's Racing in Sand City, and it's been revalved to factory Olin specs. So when you crank this thing down, it'll actually almost shut the bars down where you can't move it. Not the factory Kawasaki settings where they don't change from 1 to 20 is the same adjustment, real loose. This thing will tighten down. So definitely works coming over turn 9 like at Thunder Hill. When this thing's cranked down, it won't give you that mad jiggle of the handlebars there that makes you want to grip that seat to where you panic. But anyways, like I said, full package, it's all set up. I've had it to track a few times, and package in whole works great. So if you're interested, shoot me a message. All right, thanks a lot.